What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. There we go. Today's video is going to kind of be a recap of an old video. And I'll let you guys know now. You guys remember a few, maybe a week or so ago, I did excuse me, I just had breakfast, my bad. I did the video where I talked about Bam Bam. And it was the incident that went down over a donut, right? Well, lo and behold, I get a DM, and it's from Bam Bam. And he says, "Hey, remember me? It's an old friend from Folsom." He said, "The one you said doesn't know how to fight." My bad. And we were chopping it up a little bit, and he mentioned an incident that went down. I had completely forgot that he was sitting at the table with us. I told this story a while back. I believe it's one of the Bulldog stories, and I'm going to tell it again. And maybe I'll add a little bit more. I don't remember if in that video I added what happened at the end. But when he told me about it, it just brought it all back to me. So this is what happened. So one day I'm on the yard and I'm playing pinochle. And apparently Bam Bam was sitting to my right. I don't remember him being there. I kind of do, but he says he was sitting next to me. So he couldn't have been to my left directly right here, because the table is this way, but I was sitting where straddling the concrete bench. We all sat like that because you don't want to have your back to anything. Anyways, directly in front of me or to my left was an individual. We're gonna say Mousy, right? And I don't remember who my partner was, but apparently Mousy and Bams were partners, right? Well, there was an individual who I at one point had been cool with, right? And he just all of a sudden, he used to be very, very, very close to one of the legends, and that legend got out, and he was killed. And it wasn't a sanctioned thing. He was just some idiot killed him on the streets. And when that happened, this individual that I used to be cool with kind of like went into a depression. And I don't know what they had planned together to do together, but obviously they had some kind of discussions about what was going to take place when this individual left. We'll call him C, right? And C kind of went on a death wish where he was burning dudes left and right. He was burning woods left and right. He would go to try to buy something off of somebody, and they would say, "Hey, what's your name?" Like the smart woods would be like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Oh, no, I already heard you owe some money on the yard, man. I can't fuck with you." And so yeah, he was just on a sick one as far as like just didn't care about anything. Right now, back to this day at hand. We're playing pinochle. That morning, I remember when I came out, C was all in all blues, and he was short to the pad. He had about 2 months maybe to the pad or so, maybe even less. And so I was like, "What's up, homie? Why you all dressed up?" And he goes, "Oh, I got to go to a pre-parole class." I never heard of that. I'm a lifer though. What do I know about pre-parole, right? So I was like, "All right, cool." So again, later I go and I sit down at this table. I'm playing pinochle. And that was a funsies table. I hated being on that table. I like to gamble, and that was a table where it was just for funsies. You know what I mean? Let's just play, pass the time, whatever. I don't know how I wound up on that table. But we're sitting there and we're throwing the cards, and I remember reaching. I think I was reaching to get the books. We made the book, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a movement, and I look, and there's C. Boom. Once. He hits Mousy in the neck, right? I'm looking at Mousy, and I remember when C pulled the it was an ice pick. When he pulled it out of his neck, it was a perfect circle, perfect hole in his neck, right? And I went like this to look because what C did is he hit him, boom, and he kept going. But his Sally was trailing. So if Mousy would have jumped up, they were both gonna serve him. And I know the C Sally was no joke. He's actually the whole incident that happened in Pelican Bay, that 2000 riot, the guy that side busted in the conversation. That's the guy who was having the conversation. This dude is a fool, right? He's from Orange County. And so I look and I see C go by me, and I look and I see a Sally, and I look back at Mousy, and all this is full of blood. Blood's just pouring down, and he stands up, and he's telling C, "Get over here, you fucking pussy. What the fuck was that over? Get over here." And C just keeps laughing, he just keeps walking, right? And I see his Sally, and his Sally tells Mousy, "Shut the fuck up." And he follows his Sally. So now Mousy knows, okay, there's two of them. They both got to be strapped, right? All of a sudden, Mousy's attention went from C to me. "Hey, homie, this is fucking bullshit," he's telling me. "This is fucking bullshit. Look at this shit, Holmes." And then I snap. Orale. He's directing his anger at me now. The thing is my Sally was the guy Pacas, the one that was, he wasn't the llavero, but the llavero basically did whatever this guy wanted, right? I don't want to say he did everything, but his Pacas word was bond, basically. Whatever he said, the other guy was like, okay, cool, good idea. So Mousy's getting at me, "Hey, Holmes, this is bullshit, homie. Look at this shit. What the fuck was this over?" And I'm like, oh, because of my Sally. So now I realize he thinks, more than likely in his mind, that I called him over to play pinochle with us so he could put his guard down. Wasn't the case. I knew nothing about this. My Sally knew nothing about this. Because if he knew, he would have told me, and I wouldn't have been sitting at that table. So I stand up and I'm like, "Hey, Holmes, what you getting at me for?" And he's like, "I'm just telling you right now." But I think he realized, like, oh shit, this dude's he really doesn't know about it. So he grabs a towel or something. I don't remember what he grabbed, but he puts it around his neck and he's scanning the yard to see where C went. And C's walking a lap. So Mousy's like, "I'm going to catch his vato right now." Boom. He beelines it to the bottom of the yard. What happened was the llavero was at the bottom of the yard. Mousy goes straight to the fucking llavero. I follow, and I'm about halfway between Mousy and the llavero and the tables where he had got hit. I'm about right there. I'm kind of like, those of you that have been in New Folsom, I was kind of like in front of the chapel, but on the grass part where it slopes down. And I was sitting right there and I was watching. I want to see what's happening, right? Mousy's getting at the llavero. "This is bullshit, Holmes. Look at this. I got touched." And I have to say, Mousy was a soldado. Mousy was connected. And so, to hit him from behind, hit him one time and bounce and not give him action is not what you would see like in a situation like that, at least back then, right? So Mousy's waiting, like he's flagging him down, like, "Come on, keep walking." And C, keeping it real, C cut through the blacks' tables, which is a no-no, and through the middle of the yard. I remember the gun tower saying he was yard crew, so they knew his last name. And they called him by his last name and told him, "Get off the yard. Don't walk across the middle of the grass." And he avoided, and everybody was like, damn. So where he had to come through, I was sitting right there on that slope on the grass. I was squatting. I wasn't sitting. I was squatted down right there, right? And I told him, like, "Wait, what the fuck was that over, Holmes? What the fuck was that all about?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. It was nothing. It was personal." And I said, "Damn, Holmes, you're not going to give him his run back?" Then he was like, man, fuck that vato. So Mouse saw, it's been a few minutes. It's been about 10 minutes, maybe 15 at the most. He's bleeding bad. He's hit in the neck area. You know, there's an artery right there. He doesn't know how bad he's hit. The thing is, what's known is, you're a soldado, go back to your cell and patch yourself up. You don't ask for medical attention, eh? Once you do, you're going to lose your status, eh? Doesn't mean you're going to get whacked. If you go seek medical attention and keep your mouth shut, other than that, but you're not ever going to be viewed as a soldado after that point because you didn't do it like a warrior. That's just the way it is, right? And he's there, and Sergeant Garcia was on the yard, not far from where they were standing. And Mouse turns around and starts walking towards Sergeant Garcia, and we were like, no. And sure enough, he told Garcia he needed medical attention. Garcia radioed the yard down. Everybody went down. C was right by me. And I was still like, I honestly, you know, at that point, we had been cool before. By that point, our relationship, our friendship was not what it was. And the fact that he did that vato like that, regardless, he went and sought medical attention. He thought he was dying, I guess. I don't know. Only that man can speak for himself. But the fact that he did a drive-by, he hit him, and I mean, he didn't run, but he ran. You know what I'm saying? Boop, and keep going. And you have a Sally with you that's a fucking fool and strapped up. So you know you have more backup if you're afraid of this dude, and you still don't give him action. So that fool, okay, so I don't know how it happened, but C winds up getting snatched up. So Mouse C winds up going to 5 block in that sig. C winds up in 6 block in that sig. I don't want to get into all the, you know, it turned extremely bad for C. He, as far as I know, is one of the people that's most hated and most wanted. People that know the story know who he is. If I was to say his real name, not even his neighborhood, people know exactly who I'm talking about. He did some real foul shit after he paroled from, because he paroled, because Mousy did not cooperate. So C wound up not catching a case and getting released and shit, right? But the aftermath, the lead up and the aftermath, let's get into that. So this is what actually happened. The video has already been, is already out. This story has already been told, but I don't believe I did the aftermath. So what happened was C and his Sally had been on one. They were slamming meth. They had been on one for 2 or 3 days. They had been up. Well, Mouse got a paper. He got some dope, right? And when he was coming in from yard, he went to C's cell, him and his Sally, and he goes, "Hey, can I borrow that your outfit?" And they were like, "Hey, we're using it right now, but when we're done, we'll let you use it. We'll send it with a tier tender or somebody." He's like, "All right, cool." So Mouse went to his cell. They sent it with somebody. I don't remember who. And Mousy is now, he's doing it. You know what I mean? He's hooking up his shot, whatever. And this Bulldog, I'm going to say this dude's name. Fuck it. I don't think I said it in the original one. His name was Popeye. This Bulldog named Popeye is yard crew. So he comes in late, and he went to ask them, C and his Sally, for it, if he could borrow it, because he got some dope too. And they were like, "Well, we don't have it. Mousy has it." So Popeye goes over to Mouse, go to his cell, and he's like, hey, let me get that, homies. And Mouse is like, "I'm using it, homie." And so Popeye's like, "Okay, look, I'm going to jump in the shower. I'll take my time. Let me know, and I'm going to come back out and get it, right?" Mouse is like, "All right." Well, Popeye doesn't take his time. He's fiending, right? So Mouse does his shot. Popeye comes out of the shower like, "Hey, homie, they're already chasing me in, this and this and that." When he came out to say that, Mousy was just about to clean the outfit for them. He had a little powder bleach and he was going to clean the outfit before he sent it back. He's not a fucking dope fiend, right? He's not scandalous. And Mouse tells Popeye, well, look, Holmes, give me a second. I'm going to clean it out for him before I send it. And he goes, nah, I'll take care of all that, homie, because I'm going to use it and then take it to them. So Mouse puts some of the powder bleach in a little like piece of saran wrap and he twists it up. He goes, hey, well, then hook it up with this, right, to clean it. Gives it to Popeye. Popeye goes to his cell. He slams, boom. Comes back out of his cell. I guess the cop didn't close his door. I don't know how it worked out. And he gives the outfit back to C in his cellie. And he gives him the powder bleach. And he said, hey, Mousy said that he wanted to hook you up with this too. Or he says something along the lines of, hey, Mousy's hooking you up. Here you go. Remember, Mousy said it was bleach and he was in clean outfit. Popeye relayed the message, hey, he said to hook it up. Or he's hooking you up. Something along those lines. These vatos have been tweaking for 2 or 3 days already. So they're thinking, orale, the homie looked out. They put the bleach in the spoon. And I guess they were mixing it up, trying to break it down. And see Sally's like, hey, homie. Hey, this shit don't look right, homie. They smell it and they were like, this is fucking bleach, Holmes. This fucking vato's trying to kill us. That's the thought they had in their head. They didn't ask him, hey, Holmes, what was that shit you sent? Or I think they did. No, I think he did. They did say, hey, Holmes, hey, did you send something? He was like, yeah, just hook it up with that. He said something like that. But there was no clarification on either end. Mousy's thinking the correct fucking message was relayed. These vatos aren't verifying a message. So the next morning, they felt, okay, this vato, for whatever reason. What reason? What reason? But that's what fucking drugs do. In their mind, this vato tried to kill us. C didn't have, like I said, he had less than 2 months to go to parole. His Sally had all day, but somehow they felt it was directed at C and his Sally was going to ride with them. So that's what they go out there, boom, and that's when he poked him and he went and got medical attention. Now, Mousy went back to the oil, and this is how prison works. Like I said, Mousy was connected. Mousy is doing things for somebody. Because of that, because of what happened, he can't send money. He can't conduct business because now he's in the oil. What is he in the oil for? Because somebody was twacked out and whacked him. So he gets at who he's under, and it's like, hey, Holmes, I got whacked. You know, this is what happened. Nobody fucking asked me nothing. This and this and that. This is what they did. They didn't even give me action. Remember, whatever he said. I wound up in the oil right after that. Right? And Mousy has the oil. He's got it, right? And he runs us down. We wound up on the same yard, and because he was like, hey, and I told him, hey, we didn't know. Me and my cellie didn't know nothing. He goes, no, I know. I get it now. But he says, look, this vato just don't know. He goes, I got it cleared already. He said, I'm going back out there. And he said, I'm going to approach the llavero and I'm going to give him an opportunity to whack Popeye. And if he doesn't do it, he's washed up. Right? Sure enough, Mousy gets out of the oil. I'm still there in that SIG. I never left that SIG. From there, I went to the Bay. He goes out there. He has a little crew together, letting people know basically, look, this is what's happening, that he's going to wind up taking over. I was friends with the llavero. That was a cool ass dude, man. With me at least, right? But anyways, it's politicking. This dude was connected, and I know that some of you guys are getting ahead of the story. It'll come up. Believe me. Just be patient. So he got it cleared. Basically a hostile takeover. If this dude doesn't take care of this individual who allowed this to happen, things are going to change through bloodshed. So he goes out there and he talks to Llavero. I need to know what you knew. My understanding is they sent palabra out to you the night that should happen, because the Llavero was able to get stuff, I don't want to say what, but people were able to get at him at night. I'll just say that, right? And it was like, hey, people said that they saw that you were giving the heads up, and he was like, nah, it wasn't like that. This, whatever. So we asked him, hey, Holmes, look, bottom line, this Bulldog right here, Popeye's still here. He relayed the bunk message. Them vatos did what they thought they had to do. They were twacked out, but because that vato gave a fucking bunk message, I'm asking you to whack him. This all happened under your fucking authority. I'm asking you to whack him. And the llavero was like, oh, well, check this out, Holmes, this and this and that. So I don't know why I never asked Mouse, but Mouse tells him, hey, check this out, Holmes, look. Let me go talk to my homeboy real quick, and I'll be right back. Llavero's like, okay. I know that llavero. I'm sure he had shooters near him to take care of Mouse. But when Mouse told him, let me talk to my homeboy, I'll be right back, Mouse went, got a piece. Luckily for the victim, it wasn't a very good one. And I think that was kind of like on purpose. Somebody was doing, Mouse couldn't catch a break. Anyways, Mouse went and got a piece from his homeboy and went straight to Popeye the Bulldog and whacked him. Boom, 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 boom. And then he walked away and he told the llavero, I took care of it, Holmes. I don't make excuses, this and that, whatever. And Popeye went and got medical attention. He saw medical attention. The only difference is Popeye actually told the authorities that it was Mousy that did it and why it all happened. Which was crazy, because in New Folsom at that time, like, nobody got caught for pegadas, because even if a person went and sought medical attention, nobody said nothing. They got whacked. Okay, whatever, I'll figure it out. But this dude Popeye, I think he did it because he got mad that the Bulldogs didn't jump in. But the Bulldogs, I can't say exactly why they didn't jump in, but I can say this. There were Southerners that were there with Mousy that stayed back. And I think they viewed it as it's a one-on-one. I don't know if they knew initially that he was getting whacked, but from my understanding, they were telling Popeye, get him, fool, get him. Get that motherfucker. And I don't know if he felt like his homeboys betrayed him, and so he was mad and he was done with the whole shit or whatever. I don't know. But Popeye did tell. And then Mousy comes back to Ad Seg with us, right? And in his push to get authority back in Ad Seg, word came down from his own boss. And his boss told him, hey, I've known you for a long time. They knew each other personally. He said, I've known you for a long time. You know, you told me this story and I rode with you because I know you. But you left one important thing out of the story. And he said, you don't work for me no more. The thing that he left out of the story, guess what it was? Some of you already were asking, wait a minute. Dubs just said if you seek medical attention, you get stripped. Mousy didn't put that part in the story. He had to make it clear to those that were politicking in the oil that he no longer had the ability to lead, which everybody knew. Everybody was waiting to hear it. and authority shifted to someone else. But I knew that from that day on, every time we went to yard, Mousy was extremely nervous. Nobody ever said whack him. But there was a legend that wound up in 6 block that had some real bad things to say about him. And that's what happens when they seek medical attention. Anyways, so that's my story. It's a Sunday. It's a slow day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor and hit the like. Leave a comment. It helps the video. And share it with someone you think will enjoy it. With that said, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.